All right, traders, let me know what you guys are in, what positions you're in. If you're in a position, you've seen anything on the charts here. Any thoughts, feelings, comments, questions? How are we coming across the airwaves? Loud and clear? Are we dropping off? Can you see everything? Any feedback would be appreciated. Thank you very much. All right, we're up $31 for the day, $65 on our Boeing puts. That's going well, as you know, we're still outside the money, right? So we want to get a 207.50, but we're already making money on it because we're close enough. Those premiums have gone up by getting closer to that strike price. And watching our SPY calls work well. We got 2 contracts on our SPY calls, $500 strike prices on that. See if Boeing's not going to hold that level. Russell Russell pumping too. All right, continuing to watch Boeing flush here. We're currently sitting on Boeing puts, 207 strike price. Oh, we're getting a little bounce now. Right at that level. Look at that. So what we could do here, manage our risk a bit. Oh, Jay Hurt. What up, Jay Hurt? Thanks for tapping in. Yeah, 500 is that psychological level, man. If we can get 500 and break above it, I think we see momentum. We see major momentum to the upside into the close. Maybe all day. Maybe. Now, this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion, okay? You guys trade safe, trade smart. I'm thinking of cutting my Boeing contracts in half. Screw it. I'll just jump out of that. So we made an extra... By the time we got out, it was $40 on Boeing. So we're up $63 on our Boeing puts. We're completely out of that. We're just going to stick with our SPY calls here to the end of the day and just watch this thing play out. So we're up $13 for the day. Made $63 today on Boeing. And we lost a little bit on SPY today, but we're making that back up. So we're all out of our Boeing puts. So I'm going to list that as closed for right now. You probably regret it, but it's okay. It's no big deal. It's really not a big deal. The stock market's open every day. There's opportunities to do exactly what I just did right now with you guys every single day. So there's no need to have regrets. I think we have to fall in love with the process. We have to fall in love with the process that happens when you're buying, selling, getting out of positions, closing positions. I think by doing that, it's going to help you become a better trader and not second guessing. Oh, look, what if we would have stayed? I mean, we could have, right? But same thing, like it could have popped in a different direction and you would have lost 5 contracts worth, which would have been over $100, right? So I think that as traders, we have to kind of detach ourselves, be emotionless as much as possible and just be logical about our trades, you know? I mean, nobody ever went broke taking a profit. I know that's a cliche, but it's the truth, right? It's like, just take the profit. You make $20, $30, $50, take it. And I've been talking a lot today about just holding on to longer moves, right? Like, so Boeing is going to be an example. If you guys stay on the stream here or watch the stock finish the day, you're going to see if we made the right call by getting out of Boeing puts as early as we did. We made $50 on it. We got out. We made 63 total on 2 trades on it. So, but is it going to bounce here or is it just going to continue to flush? So we shall see. So far, our getting out of the Russell proved to be a good decision, and getting out of our puts on SPY obviously proved to be a good decision. So that's what I'm talking about. I mean, at least that's what I'm trying to convey to you guys as you're listening to this. Is that mental check and balance. All right, I got to get out. Trust that. Oh, I got to jump in. Trust that. And just if you're wrong, then admit that you're wrong and then jump out. So hopefully that helps. All right, we're starting to see Boeing continue lower here. We'll see if that was the bottom of it. We may consider jumping back in for calls on it just because it's got a lot of momentum to the downside. The call option might be cheaper, but we'll see. We'll come back to that. All right, so you guys will hang with me. If you guys are currently sitting on SPY calls for today, I have a lot of conviction with this trade so far just because it's reclaimed. Well, a couple of things here, right? Like Gareth Salloway likes to say, you need to have like a criteria, kind of like a pilot, right? So what I mean by that is a pilot does not just jump into the plane and turn on the engines and just fly out, right? He's got like a checklist he has to go through. He has to check his flaps, he has to check a million things, I'm sure. It's a whole checklist. So us as traders, you know, when we're managing risk, managing money, we should also have a checklist that says, okay, I have, you know, 2 out of the 3 things that I did before I did this trade. It has 2 of the 3 qualifying factors, right, before I place a trade. And by having that strategy, it's just going to help you be more strategic with your trading and not emotional with your trading. So I'll give you an example on the SPY, right? So if you were here with me since the morning, first of all, thank you very much, because you've been hanging with me for, 2 hours now, hour and a half or so. But when we did our pre-market prep here, we set our pre-market high, we set our pre-market low, we set our previous day high and our previous day low, right? That's what's on the chart this morning. This is what we charted. So then when I did that, the market opened, and right before market open, you started seeing this sell-off happen. So the sell-off happened, and look, where did it bounce? I mean, it literally bounced right at the previous day's high. This was the previous day's high. So, that's not a coincidence, right? That's not like, that's just where it happened to bounce. No, that is an area of support, an area where there was a lot of activity, a lot of volatility happening, right? So it's a great area for a bounce. So that was here before the bounce. So as it came back down, I mean, if you were here earlier in the stream, we were making commentary as it was approaching this level. And we were saying, hey, this is an important level. And look, once it hit this level, right, you have this huge whip. Look at the volume on it. It's been the highest volume of all the 15-minute candles, right? So we had over 2.4 million shares traded in volume there, right? And then the next one over was 2.1. Then we had 2 million. Then we had 1.4, 2 million. And right now we're currently at 700,000. But this candle here has a lot of momentum. And that is the momentum that we're currently riding up, right? And so that's one qualifying factor. We got the sell-off. We got the bounce. That's one, right? That's qualifying. And then my second qualifying factor was the 5-day EMA line. This 5-day EMA line, I have it in all my charts. And I go back and I kind of replay the day, right? I just go back and say, okay, what happened here, right? What happened here? So see how the candlesticks are not completely above it or completely below it. They're just kind of in the middle. So that's where you get that chop, right? You get that sideways action now, right? But as soon as it broke below it, right, it started building some momentum, but still there was not a full body candle below that momentum, but below that EMA line. So, it's still just going sideways until, right, we got this move here, right? We started seeing a little bit of a started seeing a little bit more bullish action, right? And then we got completely above it, and then we stayed above it, stayed sideways. Look, we got above it here. And now we stayed above it, pop, right? Got below it, and then we just struggled below it until we were above it again. So, that's my second qualifying factor. So I don't know if that makes sense to you guys or not, but go back, put a 5-day EMA line on your charts and then go back and look at it and see if you can determine how that price action is happening. Nothing in the stock market is 100%, right? It's not like, oh, that's it. If it's above, I'm going bullish. No, it's just another qualifying indicator, something else on your checklist to go, I feel good about this trade because, these qualifying factors. So, as an amateur trader, I mean, I've been trading for over 7-8 years on and off, before my job, after my job, during my job, over the years. Thankfully now I'm in a different place and I can trade a little bit longer and I'm a little bit more experienced. But I'm nowhere near some of these other guys, what they do. But what I'm trying to bring to the table with my streaming is just to have a plan, have a checklist. Don't get emotional about your trades. Don't start spending the money before it's made. And that's just what happens to us. We're like, oh, with this trade, I'm gonna make $5,000, and we fail to say, well, with this trade, I might lose $2,500. So I think when you start looking at the risk that you're putting on to make the money that you want to make, you're a little bit more conservative with the way you take your trades. You're not as, you're not just jumping in and out of trades. So, that's my philosophy for the day. Hope it gives you guys some perspective, and maybe, I don't know what your experience level is, but it kind of gives you a little bit of support in the way you may or may not think. So anyway, hope that helps. All right, continuing to watch the SPY here. Obviously, it's having some challenges here. Look at the wicking action happening at the $500 level, right? So we're seeing that, it's not just going to bust through. It's just not going to continue to pump higher and just go higher and bunch of sellers. So there's some people that all can anticipate, and they can translate kind of the emotions people are having at this level. So we're all hoping maybe that's why the contracts were so cheap, because everybody's just buying cheap contracts. So we're not going to get above 500 today. We shall see. And then look at our Boeing, right? Aren't we glad we got out of our Boeing, right? We're talking about levels, talking about zones. And look, right? I drew this earlier today because I saw that this was an area where it wicked down and it got some support. Look at that support. Kind of exactly what happened here on the SPY, right? We dipped down to this support area. Bunch of buyers come in, pushes the stock up. Now we're looking Boeing. I had this previous area here as an area of support. Now Boeing's worked all this way down. It's hit this area, and now it's kind of like bouncing. It's kind of bouncing here. And that's why we closed our position, because we were able to at least grab $40 out. Right now, we would be possibly not be up 40 bucks on that trade. We'd probably either be down or break even, because we're far away from the money. Oh my God, hold on. Let's see what she said. So I have a walkthrough with one of my clients today in LA, and she's been postponing the tenant. So I don't know. She's texting me right now. I don't know what she's trying to say. Okay, so Boeing found some support at that level. You guys saw it for yourselves. And then SPY has found some resistance here at 500 level. So we're going to continue to watch it. I'm going to share this with you guys just because it's on my heart to share it with you guys. But I think a lot of streamers, all of us as streamers, we have like this, like, we feel like we need to be in trades and there needs to be a lot of action happening while we're sharing our screen. But I'm going to preach more patience. I'm going to preach more, be sure the checklist that we're talking about. I'm going to be a little bit more trying to be entertaining while we wait for the move, right? We want to wait for the proper moves to set up and not just jump in and out of trades. Because then I'll be doing you guys a disservice thinking I could just jump out of trades without any thinking. So, I want to be able to have the show to be more entertaining and have things to do while we're trading and learn while we're trading. But, sometimes days are going to be where we're just literally watching the charts and just making commentary on what we're watching. So that tends to be the kind of day that it's going to be today, especially on Fridays, because I think on Fridays we tend to want to be, I don't know what it is about Fridays. We just want to make all our money on Fridays. All right, we're going to watch Boeing calls here just because it's found some support here. And we're going to go for 210 calls. So let's see what Boeing does here. We're going to look at the 210 calls for today on Boeing. 210 calls are $42. So I'm going to grab 2 of them. See if we can make some money to the upside here with Boeing. Okay. Not a recommendation, not financial advice. You will lose money. We're going to go 210 calls on Boeing today. And we're going to grab this and we're going to edit that. And we're going to put 210. And see if we can get a bounce on Boeing here. Sold off enough, I think. I don't know if this mix is going to finish soon, too. I think it's only an hour. Okay. All right. So now we've switched sides on Boeing, and we've taken calls. We've ridden the puts all the way down as we can. We came to this area here of support, right? We have this area of support. I think that's a good area of support, at least to get a little bit of a bounce and try to come up to this 5-day EMA line, right? So this is the goal: is can we come up here and test this, and better yet, can we get above it, right? So we're already up $21. We bought 2 contracts for Boeing, 210 calls for today off that bounce, and we're already up 20 bucks on it. So we can just get out right away, right? Or we can see how this is going to play out. So we're going to give it a little bit of time. This candle here formation is exactly what we're seeing here right now. We're going to see if we can fill the whole candle. But at the very least, I feel good about this trade, a little bit better about this trade, because now we've kind of found this dip here, and we're going to see if this candle can close higher than the previous candle. And that would definitely switch the momentum for us. Meanwhile, we're watching our calls. Calls are looking good on the SPY side. Look at this. See, so this is to me a familiar pattern, right? Sell off and then big wick on the bottom, right? Bounce off the support level. So I guess another check off list is that it's previous support. It's a previous support area. And from this support, the stock moved higher. So we'll see. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that it's going to happen. It doesn't mean anything yet. We have to just see if we're right. SPY, see 500, right? It touched that 500 level, and then it's starting to feel that resistance right away, right away. Also, what I'm starting to see on the Boeing candlesticks there is up maybe a potential bear flag formation. Potential. It's very early, very immature right now. So those contracts are down to $9 now. They were 20 at one point. Now remember, there's a short interest on Boeing as well, right? So Boeing's been in the news. It's gotten a lot of bad news lately. But surprisingly so, the stock's been pretty resilient, to be honest with you. I mean, it had a pretty major sell-off, but it's come back since earnings. All right, traders, it's 8 a.m. on the West Coast. Happy Friday. I am Shimano Trader. This is The Spread. We're a live trading show Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. Please subscribe to our stream. You'll get an email once we go live. Also, you can follow me at Shimano Trader on Shimano Trader. Yeah, Shimano Trader on Instagram if you just want to connect there. I try to kind of recap the show and share pictures and things like that. But that's if you just want to connect outside of Tradecaster. And then again, we're off air at 9, and then feel free to jump on and support our other traders on the platform. Become a member, consider that, and thank you for your love and support. All right, SPY's working out beautifully for us. Are we in the money now? Yeah, we're up $7 on those contracts for SPY. We have two $500 strike price contracts expiring today. If we can just get above this $500 level and continue to push higher, we'll be making some good money on that. So we're already in the money on that. And then we're also sitting on Boeing calls. We've had puts in the morning, made some good money at $60 or so in two trades on Boeing taking puts. Now we've off of this support line here in this reversal. We're hoping for a reversal. We want to reclaim the 5-day EMA line and start to ride that up. We don't know if that's going to happen yet. So we're just that's what we're hoping for. And then we were in Russell puts earlier in the day, but we got out of that. That's proven to be the right decision so far. Yeah, so we've got probably another... No, this is good. We got another 55 minutes on this thing here, so we should continue to hear music. All right, our SPYs are pumping now. Good. Boeing, not so much, right? And if you guys see anything on the charts, anything I might be missing, or you guys got a perspective, please share it. I mean, I really don't think, obviously there's a right or wrong answer, but what I'm saying is, like, there's no right or wrong opinions, like, this is what we're here to do, is just learn from each other. Where's my client saying? Did she say we're not meeting, or? All right, thanks. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I have a client, and we've been trying to get together to go walk a new job site, and she's just been, I guess we're getting the runarounds from the tenant on that. So we've had to reschedule twice already this week. This would be the third time, I think. So we'll see. I'll wait to hear back from her. I just texted her. All right, traders. Well, that was all right. So we're watching the SPY here. So our SPY calls are working. We're at the $500 level. Awesome. Congrats for all of us, right? Especially you've been long the market. What a great time to be in the market right now at all-time highs with the SPY and the S&P. So we are writing those calls. We're in the money right now, but we've got to really get at least $1 above it to really print. Got two contracts on that, and then we're continuing to sit on our Boeing calls. We've switched sides in the calls. We've had puts in the beginning. We're now sitting on calls. I really like this candle formation happening here. This nice big wick to the bottom, and then now we have this next candle forming. That's this is a 30-minute chart, so we've got about 25 more minutes for this candle to close. We want to see upward momentum, or we want to continue to test this 5-day EMA line. So that's what's kind of happening there, and what we want to keep an eye on. those Boeing calls are they're up $5. It's not a lot right now, very little. But if it starts going to the downside, you'll see how quickly that those premiums start getting eaten up. All right, 806 on the West Coast. All right, take a trip, see my other charts, see what's happening with the other charts. So pins had a pop. So Pinterest had a pop after earnings, and then it just sold off. Oh no, yeah, it's just selling off. Pins is selling off. AMD, it's up 354. Upstart, I have a long-term short on. I have a long-term put on Upstart for March expiration. And then, oh man, Boeing's starting to turn around. Then Peloton's up 7 cents. Macy's had a lotto play on that. If you saw my alerts, probably not going to play out. The Qs are up big. And Coin is kind of topping out here after a gap up overnight. So, see how Coin does. Bitcoin's doing great. All right, so we're going to continue to watch Boeing here. See what it's going to do. We're up $30 for the day. $30 for the day. So that's what we're up for the day today. Continue to watch Boeing here. Looks like it's gonna continue. It's gonna resume its downside. See, notice how it just came up to that EMA line, man. It just kissed it, and we're going back down. But I'm still feeling good about this trade. So we're gonna keep watching it and see what it does here. Just because it's starting to battle that 5-day EMA line, we'll see what it does. Yeah, when you zoom out though, right, it kind of looks very bearish. All right, boom, we got a pop on SPY, guys. Awesome. So SPY is 500, above 500. We're gonna see how that plays out. Russell's continuing higher. Awesome. Awesome possum. All right, so this is great right here. We're above our price target. We're going to see if we can ride this puppy all the way up to newer all-time highs. 501 pre-market on SPY. All right, so now those Boeing calls are down $8, just if you're curious. So if we break this support here in the bottom, then we're gonna get out of it. So that's kind of our target area to get out of this. But look, what if we would have kept the puts? We'd be up even bigger now. All right, still at 500 on the SPY. Definitely finding some resistance up here. There's some resistance happening in this zone. So what I like to do sometimes, right, especially on slow days, is just kind of draw a zone there. It's kind of just see if it revisits this area later on in the day and how it reacts to that day. So I'll just leave that as a little zone there. See what it does throughout the day. If it's going to come back, if it's going to keep bouncing against it. It's just something to help you trade. And then Jesus Christ, our Boeing is starting to bounce here again. And let's see if it can hold it. If not, it's gonna break through and we gotta get out. So we're down $11 on that trade now on our Boeing. All right, SPY's, I think SPY's just getting some strength here, man. I think SPY's going to definitely push higher. I think there's a lot of people expecting it to move higher. So we'll see. There's Boeing on your bounce again. You could have averaged, if you wanted to, you could have averaged out on your calls there. I'm going to keep watching it, though. All right, Tesla's found you know, a little bit of resistance up here. Now it's bouncing down. That's what I like to show you guys, right? So it was above the EMA line. Once it got above it, it stayed above it, stayed above it, stayed above it, stayed above it, still above it. Now it's like kind of testing that support area here. So we're gonna see what Tesla is gonna continue higher, or is just gonna come back down. Same thing with our SPY calls, right? Our SPY calls are working nice for us. We're just gonna stay in those, no problem. Watching Boeing bounce. Now we got a little bit of a higher high here. Maybe. Let's see if we can get a higher high on it, I mean. Yeah, but see how, you know, it makes you feel good about your trade, right? That it didn't just flush through. It's just really testing the support area here. It's testing it while getting pressure from the 5-day EMA line. So it's going to have to pick a side. It's going to have to pick a direction. All right, our calls are doing well on the SPY side. We're up $40 for the day. All right, look at the SPY, guys. Nice. We're breaking through the zone now, right? So what we created, this little zone, it was just bouncing off of here, and it was wicking in here. Now it's overpowering that zone. All right, up $41 for the day. Watching our Boeing call bounce as we wanted it to. And then our SPYs is doing beautiful. Continue to hold this $500 level. We're in the money now on that. Look at the Russell, right? Happy we got out of that call, right? At that time, if you guys were with me during that, we closed out our Russell puts. We made a little bit. We're trying to make a little bit of money here. But no, man. It reclaimed that 5-day EMA line, and now it's back above it. It's looking strong. So SPY. A little bit of a losing in volume here. All right, 209 on Boeing. We want 210 calls on that. Yeah, here it goes. Here's a SPY doing what it's doing in the zone. I think, you know, so what I would say is, you know, if we can get above this area here, this $500 area, then obviously we'll probably get up above it. We'll probably come back and retest and then continue higher. That's what I would like to see on the SPY. Those straight up moves sometimes scare me. You know, when things go straight up, man, they tend to come straight back down. All right, continue to watch Boeing here. Check out how Boeing's reacting to this support here and this resistance, right? Green is resistance. This dashed line here is support. We're going to see how it reacts to this level. But it's going to be decision time for Boeing here. Are we going to continue to go lower, or are we going to continue to maybe go sideways for a bit and resume higher, or try to recover a bit? We just need a buck, man. We just need a buck. That's all we need to make some money. Yeah, my client canceled. She canceled again. This was the third time already. No big deal. All right, no big deal there. All right, Boeing back down. We're down $7 on those calls now. It's going to come back and retest that support area. So the critical time here for Boeing, right? If it cannot hold this area here, I really don't have another level here until maybe that 206 level. So we may consider puts here. May consider puts as a hedge here. Just depends how much they cost. Oh man, look at our SPY. SPY's doing great here. I like SPY here. It's in that zone, in the middle of that zone now. See what it's gonna do in this zone. Yeah, this is interesting here. See what it's gonna do. Yeah, you can see this is finding some, definitely has some pretty major resistance up here for the SPY. Look at this, and look at this level here. Look, it's like right, that level is right here, right? So when this thing popped up and it came back down, and then it created the next candle over, check it out. It's like, it's almost the same exact level. So there's definitely, you know, things happening in these levels, in this zone here. Oh, there's our Boeing calls, man. They're going against us now. It's only down 10 bucks. But it doesn't take much for things to flush, man. Once it loses the support, like it, for some reason, it'll just flush. There you go. So we're either going to bounce here or we're going to break through this level. And then it's probably going to just continue to fall. I wonder what the 207.50 it puts look like on Boeing. Just curious. You guys, oh, there it is. There's that break. There it is, guys. That's done. Yeah, so if you want to jump into 207.50 puts on Boeing, it's going to cost you 150 bucks today. If you want to continue to ride this momentum down, it's going to come at a price. And Boeing's already proven that it's going to bounce in this area, but now we've created a lower low here. So I wouldn't be surprised if we just continue lower. So since the move down here on Boeing, right, it hasn't gone to the upside. And now that our calls here on SPY have regressed a little bit, we're down $5 for the day. But look at this. Look at Boeing. I make no mistake. It's got another 14 minutes or so before it closes this 30-minute this next candle. So anything can happen. Now you're starting to see SPY have a little bit of a resistance there. Just testing that green EMA line here. You're seeing SPY, Tesla as well, kind of top out here. And this could just be the top, guys. That could just honestly be the top. And as much as we want to break through it, I think we were sharing it here earlier, right? Everybody thinks that we're going to just break right through it and we're going to just continue higher. And that may happen, right? But if everybody's thinking the same thing, you know, there's got to be people on the other side saying, just like betting, right? Oh, everybody's betting the 49ers and you're the bookie. You're like, everybody's betting the 49ers. Everybody's betting the 49ers. Okay. And it just changed the odds. They were like, okay, so now, now we're going to make sure that now the Niners, they got to win by 5 points, right? They changed the spread or whatever. Now you're like, oh, I don't know if they can beat them by 5 though. So then you start betting the other side. You start betting the Chiefs now. Oh, I think the Chiefs got +5. I'll take the Chiefs on this game. And then, but what's really happening is you're being manipulated because there's people on the other side seeing the bets come in and they're saying, oh, if the Chiefs do win or the 49ers do win, we're going to lose a lot of money as bookies, right? So what do? They change the odds, right? They move it around. So kind of the same thing in the stock market, right? The market makers are seeing everybody get real. Everybody's jumping into calls, end of day calls. So then what do the market makers do? The market makers say, okay, great. So we're going to start selling it off. Right, so then everybody starts getting shaken out of their positions. Everybody, oh man, look, it's going against me. Like kind of like how I feel with Boeing right now and how we feel about SPY. Like, oh no, this is not going in the direction we wanted to. At 8:19 on the West Coast, and then you jump out of that position, and then the market makers see, oh look, we've shaken everybody out. So what do? Now they start going long again. So make no mistake, this is a rigged game. This is a rigged game. Is rigged against us small traders, right? It's just rigged against us. There's so many tools that we cannot afford. I mean, just yesterday when I was streaming with Raider Trader, he was just showing me all these tools that he has. Like, let me see. I try and remember some of the names of some of the resources that he has. First of all, his Discord is $200 a month, right? Like $200 a month just to be in a Discord channel. I mean, it's probably worth it, right? But maybe it's not to some, right? He has this subscription to this website called Season X. So Season X is a website that reveals the seasonality of trading, right? So what it means is that I guess particular commodities, particular materials, certain stocks, they trade on a cyclical, right? Like I think March to October, or October to March, whatever. But there's these cycles that these stocks trade in, and then you can see on this website called Season X, you can see the season that these stocks are in, and then you can, for all you know, you're placing these calls on or just going long on positions during the season where it's going to go down and you don't even know that, right? There's another one called Trading Volatility, right? There's another thing called Gex charts or gamma charts, gamma exposure charts. So all these websites and all these places, they're like $200, $300, $400 a month to participate, right? So I mean, how is a small trader able to trade against the big boys when you're dealing with those you're competing at those levels? So I think you have to understand that's why when you are up $300 on a trade and the trading day is almost over, I just don't see nothing wrong with taking that trade. Could it have been a $3,000 trade? Of course, it's happened to me so many times, right? Like, oh my God, why did I get out of that? But I mean, you have to understand that you'll probably never get to that target, that money that you want to make on that trade, and you just hang on to it and it just reverses on you. I mean, it just happened to you. If you trade long enough, it's going to happen to you. So I know that a lot of you guys already have heard this, have experienced this, right? So yourselves that what I'm talking about, we just, it messes with us, right? When we want to go long, we should have gone short. And it's like when I used to bet, there was a time when I used to bet, I used to just be like, okay, I have a 50-50 chance of this trade. I mean, of this bet, right? The Lakers are either going to win or they're going to lose, right? Like that's my bet. And you just feel so stupid. You just feel like every time you place a bet, it just goes against you. Like unbelievable, right? Like unbelievable. How did these bookies even know that these guys are gonna win by 2 or lose by 1? Whatever it is, it's just it's crazy. The mental games that you have in your mind is kind of what we go through with trading. Like, how did they know? How did this happen? Why did it do that? But I think that's the beautiful part about taking on new things and new experiences, right? You just this is the way I am. I mean, I can't. That's why I had to start my own business, because I just can't stay doing one thing the same way all the time. I need variety. I need change. I need new challenges. I need something new to tackle. And I think trading allows us to do that. Trading allows us to kind of figure out our emotions, our feelings. If we're really committed and dedicated to our task, to our craft, we're gonna find the resources. We're gonna read the books. We're gonna spend time online, watch the videos, whatever, to get us to where we want to get to. And I like people like that. I really enjoy people like that. I like people who are not the same person they were last year. That they've taken on a new adventure. They've decided to take up, cycling, whatever it is. I don't care. It's the fact that you are seeking change, you're seeking variety, you're seeking new challenges, new experiences. Man, I love those kind of people. So if you're that kind of people, you my people. Oh man, so we are down $28 on our Boeing calls now, guys. And then we're watching the SPY kind of battle it out at the 500 level. So that, I mean, I would be very sorry, I got distracted. I got a text. I'm sorry, man. I get completely distracted from that text message. It's my client saying something. All right, 8:24 on the West Coast. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Don't know where you guys are at. Let us know where you're joining us from. Where you at? You at work? You're in the car? You're in traffic? Yeah, look at that. So we're watching our Boeing calls not go in our favor, and so SPY. I mean, SPY's right there. I ain't worried about SPY right now. Boeing is definitely not gonna do good here. I think if it breaks this support here, this red box, we're out of it. We'll just take the loss, no big deal. And that's what I mean too, right? It's like I think being in losing trades is like a big ego check, right? It's like, we're wrong. We were wrong about that call. And we don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be wrong. You don't want to be wrong. Nobody wants to be wrong, right? But because we're wrong on the trade, we stick it out, right? We're like, I'm going to hang on to it. And sometimes that's what hurts us. So big candle on the SPY here. I told you those calls were really cheap. That's also another sign sometimes that you think these calls are really cheap, so you load up on calls, but there's a reason they're that cheap. Just like I've noticed too, trading bigger, like the Boeing, right? Like Boeing's a $200 stock. Trading that option, even though you're exposed a little bit more, meaning their contracts are more expensive, you have better moves on them. Like, if you're trying to make money on, on a $30 stock and you're buying options on a $30 stock, It's really hard to make money like that versus a Boeing, for example. I told you I made over $1,400 this month, or between this month and last month on Boeing, just jumping in calls and jumping in puts. And I just been fortunate to be well positioned when a big move happens. Like I was in puts when the FAA came out with something about Boeing, and dude, I made like $900 or something like that on it. Oh man, I feel it hurts. It hurts, Boeing. You just want it to bounce, man. You want it to bounce, but you see how I'm seeing the market as I want to see it, not as it really is, right? I'm watching this large candle develop after a big candle before the previous one, and we're still doubting ourselves, still thinking, oh no, it's gonna come back. It's gonna have a major pop. So these are the emotions and the feelings that we have to fight as traders every day. Admitting that we're wrong when we're wrong, right? I think that's one of the reasons we lose the kind of money that we lose is because we don't want to be wrong. And we're obviously wrong here, at least in these positions that we've taken, that I've taken here. Right? So what if we would have held on to our puts now, right? We would have had to held through that whole uptrend here that's happened. All right, we're gonna hold on just a little bit longer here. 827 on the West Coast. We'll see how these trades play out. See if we're gonna get a bounce on them or we're gonna get flushed out. All right, traders, I'm thinking about doing some giveaways next week. I think Sean is giving away a month free for Tradecaster. But I'm also gonna just do other giveaways. I really don't know how I go about it. I don't know how to go about it. I don't think I have the following for like, oh, you go to my Instagram and click. I mean, I don't. It's a lot of work to be an influencer. I mean, I don't consider myself an influencer, but what I mean is like to act like an influencer. I mean, these influencers have a lot of ways to get your attention. TikTok, Instagram, all those ways to get your attention. I'm not a TikTok guy at all. Like I don't spend time on TikTok. I'm more an Instagram guy. No time on Facebook. But I don't think I have enough of a following to really get people to be looking for stuff online that I want them to look at. So I might just do it here on the live stream where I might just say, hey, the next comment, or if you, I don't know, anything, just to get more engagement and get more participation. So we'll see how that plays out in the next couple of weeks. Give away some stuff that either I can send you via Tradecaster or I can digitally send you. I have an online business as well, so maybe I can send you something from my store. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But just to keep it, keep it going. I guess I believe it or not, I really enjoy this streaming part. I have to wake up really early to do it, but I really enjoy it, and I enjoy sharing my thoughts and sharing my charts, and then hopefully being being somebody that can help or feels that I'm helping out in some way, either by showing you how not to do things or showing them how I probably see the world, and it might benefit you in some way. All right, so Boeing, we're gonna have to get out of this here soon. If it breaks this level, we're already down $37 on it, so we're not in the business of losing money, right? Like number one rule is don't lose money. But I'm remaining hopeful on Boeing to see if it can breach this level here, and that's gonna cost me. Like it's gonna cost me money to see that, right? It's like when you're playing poker, right? It's like you don't want to see the other person's hands, but if you want to see that hand, you gotta pay. You gotta pay to see the hand. See what it's saying about Boeing. Oh, look at that. Southwest Airlines flags a new Boeing risk on the 10K annual report. Federal Aviation Administration orders Boeing rudder bolts inspections. So yeah, man, it's just got a bunch of bad news, unfortunately. It's just got a bunch of bad news. So we've got a lower low here on this candle formation. We'll see what it does here. But it's most likely not looking good on the call side for Boeing. I think it's, you see how we're having these feelings, like we're not trusting what we're seeing. We're just staying hopeful it's gonna come back. I want my $36 back. It's not gonna give it back to me though. Look at SPY just going sideways. So SPY's down 20. we're down $26 on those contracts for SPY, even though we're right there at that money, but we're still down on them. All right, traders, it's 8:30 on the West Coast. Happy Friday. I am Shimano Trader. This is The Spread. We are a live streaming show that streams 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on Tradecaster, free on YouTube on Fridays. You can jump on and follow me there. Thank you for joining me today. Got about 30 more minutes before we get off air here. Yeah, guys, I think we're done with Boeing. We got to take that. Even if it bounces on us, like, we got to take it here. So we're going to lose $38 on it. Just close those contracts out. And as soon as we close them out, it's going to bounce. I mean, just know that. All right, so we're taking the loss on that. So we made 40, we made 23, and then we lost 40. So we're up $23 on the Boeing trade for today. But yeah, we lost our gains on it. But look, rightfully so. We're out of it now. Probably should have stayed in our puts on it, but we didn't. So now we live in regret. And look at our SPY. Look at our SPY reversing too. So SPY is gonna shake people out of these positions, man. It's just gonna rattle people out of their positions. Especially everybody's aiming for the $500 calls today. Know that. So the market makers are gonna play with us. All right, we're down $43 for today. That's what we're down for today. Texting back my client who needs a roofer now. I'm not a roofer, so I know a few roofers, but not anybody that can work with this lady, unfortunately. All right, $499.59 on the SPY, guys. This is not going with us. We're down $48 to the day. Boeing calls when, and we had to close those out, unfortunately. And again, like I've been preaching here, right? It's we have to stay patient. We have to stay patient, and sometimes not trading. Oh my God, what did she say now? Supposedly this tenant will be out by 15, so we will be able to go in. Avalon? Sorry, guys. I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to determine if we're gonna meet today or not. So forgive me here. Man, look at our. Oh my God, we're in Boeing puts, guys, and we closed them out, right? So you guys got to see here. If you've been watching my stream this morning, we took Boeing puts in the morning, and then we jumped out of those and got in them again, and then we got into calls. We ate it on calls, and now these puts are printing. Look at that. Look at that, guys. 208.23. I think maybe over trading here, guys. Maybe you're watching me over trade a bit here. Let's see, 208 calls. We don't have 208 calls. We only have 207.50 puts. Let's do it. Let's see. Oh, if we got filled. Oh shit, we got filled. Okay, so we took 207.50 puts on, so we're back on 207.50 puts on Boeing. We're going to try to catch this momentum to the downside. It's got a lot of negative momentum there. So let's go do it. Screw it. Look, us changing to puts now again. All right, so that's our strike price on the put side. We're eating shit on the SPY calls too, guys. That's not good. So I'm going to jump back on these BA puts and see what happens. Let's see what this client said again. Jesus, this lady's now she says we're back on. All right, here we go. So we're watching those Boeing calls. We picked up 5 contracts. Got a little bit of a revenge trade there. And see if we can make some money up on that. And then SPY is dumping. Tesla's dumping. Russell might dump. All right, revenge trade on Boeing, guys. see if we can make some of that money back up. All right, don't do what I do, okay? This is not financial advice. You will lose money. Trade carefully. Don't be emotional. I'm being a little bit emotional here. I feel that I am, but I think there's a lot of downside momentum on Boeing, so it's worth jumping in. Let's see what this lady's saying. She's changing things on me. All right, good on the Boeing side. We might get a big dump on Boeing. Something's up with Boeing right now. Okay, I'm just clearing this up with them. All right, watching Boeing here continue to flush. Hopefully we don't get a bounce, because that's what happens right now. Everybody's short now, and now the market makers are gonna switch the direction of that trade. All right. Okay. Watching the SPY bounce here. We're watching Boeing sell off. Hopefully, we can continue to get some momentum to the downside and get a bag on that 207.50. We would already made a bag, but by jumping in and out of trades, this is what happens, and this is what we've been talking about. This morning. We've been talking a lot about not being patient with your trades, jumping out of trades, not letting the plays tray out. Not letting the trade play out, and that causes us to lose a lot of money, a lot of back and forth. So like what's happening with the SPY now. So everybody who was long on the SPY is getting, oh my god, we're going in the wrong way. Everybody's jumping out of that, right? Everybody's leaving, everybody's getting out, or possibly even doing what I did with Boeing, where we're just switching sides now. So that is a very dangerous technique or strategy, because the market makers can switch it on you. So we'll see on SPY here. I have confidence the SPY will finish up higher today, but we'll see how that plays out. Oh yeah, 215. Okay, great. All right, so we're watching let's see what's happening with Boeing here, guys. I haven't been watching my profit here. Okay, so Boeing's break even now. So anything below this level here, we'll start printing. We got 5 contracts again. Yeah, 5 contracts. So each contract, it costed us, each contract was $38. And then SPY, look at SPY, baby. We might even pick up another call on SPY. All right, we added to our SPY calls, so we're up 3 contracts on SPY calls. So we have three contracts for $500 strike price end of day today, and then we're heavy on our Boeing puts. So let's see what happens here. And Bitcoin's up 5.53%. Woo woo! Hey, yo, crypto traders, man, probably cashing out on that, baby, for sure. I don't know, for some reason, TradingView does not let me share the chart on OBS. Is it OBS? Yeah, OBS. I don't know why. I just haven't figured it out. But yeah, Bitcoin's 47,246, baby. What about to hit that high of what was it? We're gonna hit that $50,000 mark. All right, Boeing's continuing to sell off. Good. And then SPY's recovered some. That's great. So we added to our position on this dump from the SPY. So we have 3 contracts for $500 strike price expiring today. So we're watching that, and then we're watching the sell-off happen on Boeing. Let's see if we can get a little bit more out of this. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. Look at the SPY, baby. Nice reversal. All right, you guys are watching that on the SPY. So we added to our calls here at a much lower, cost, and we've had 3 contracts for SPY on $500 strike price today, expiring today. So we're down $47 for today so far, just so you guys know. I'm gonna eventually put up our profit. Put a profit somewhere on here, but I haven't yet. So, and we're gonna ride these puts on Boeing. I think Boeing's got some pretty nasty downward momentum happening. All right, 8:41 on the West Coast, guys. About 20 more minutes, we'll be off air. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe to our stream. We are streaming 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays on Tradecaster. We add YouTube on Fridays, so if you guys want to join the YouTube stream, you can. And then you can follow me on Instagram at Shimano Trader. If you want to connect there, it's just a brand new handle I did for the show. And then, tap in. Let us know where you're joining us from, what city, what country, where are you at, if you're looking at any plays. And thanks for joining me today. Appreciate you. All right, so we're currently sitting on SPY calls and on Boeing puts. Those have been our plays for today. We've been in and out of them. We're down $45 for today. But we're going to ride these puts down on Boeing, and we hope we can reclaim the $500 level on SPY. We've added to our contract, so we have 3 contracts there, and we have 5 contracts on our put side for Boeing. So if you guys been watching me trade here the last couple of weeks, I'm a big believer in the 5-day EMA line here. So we need to reclaim this line, this 5 days, which is the green line. We need to reclaim that to have a little bit more conviction to the upside. If you have any questions on what you're seeing on the charts on the screen, please let me know. I mean, look at the Boeing. All right, Boeing's up $5 now. $15 now. Puts are printing on the Boeing side. That morning coffee, man. Gotta love that morning coffee. All right, continuing to watch Boeing's puts. It's been selling off all day. We've been in and out of puts in Boeing. Tried to actually catch a reverse and got burned. So we just jumped back into puts. 207.50 strike price on Boeing for today. It's high risk, so not a recommendation. You will lose money. Not financial advice, but that's looking strong on the bearish side for Boeing. We've already lost the area of support here. So we had this area of support here. We thought we were going to catch this bounce. We went long and it continued to go down. The news on Boeing, if you haven't seen it, Southwest Airlines flags new Boeing risk on this 10K annual report. So that came out this morning as well. So just nothing but negative publicity on Boeing as of late. So continuing to watch Boeing here. Look at SPY, right? SPY is right up against that 5-day EMA line, right? We need to reclaim that. Boeing's continuing to sell off. Man, the Russell, man, just chopped sideways, man, just eating your premium. All right, so we're up 12.50 on those contracts for Boeing, down $27 for the day. And we'd be up a lot more, but just jumping in and out of trades. I've been trying to demonstrate to some of the watchers here or some of the viewers that, sometimes, not being patient and not watching your place or your trade play out, it's costing you money or costing you to be an inconsistent trader. Because you can see here on Boeing, right? We had the right idea from the open. We had the right idea. When this candle was forming, we were like, it's gonna flush, right? I felt like it flushed. We have this downward trend happening. That downward trend has been there for a while, right? This downward trend. So as it approached that, it was a good place to short. We shorted, meaning we took put contracts, and then we got out of them, right? So we took the short here, rode all this down here, And when it hit the support level, I had this little support line here. It bounced off the support level, and I thought reversal. That's what I was like, oh, it's going to reverse. It came up to the 5-day EMA line, got rejected, and it just started rejecting hard. That's where we took a little bit of a loss there. So then we jumped back into puts. So now we're sitting back on puts. That's the backstory on Boeing right now. And then with SPY, same thing, right? So we took calls on SPY. I think we took calls on SPY, I believe, and then we took puts. But we've been in and out of SPY as well, and that's been costing us money. So, but we're gonna try to stay long here. I don't like that it's below the 5-day EMA line here, but we're gonna continue to watch it. But that's been kind of the day today. We've been in and out of the Russell as well. Lucky we got out of that. It's just going sideways anyway. All right. You guys have any questions? Let me know. Meanwhile, we're just going to continue to watch these positions play out. Going to just try to stay light today on a Friday. It's notorious for taking our money, so we're going to try to stay light, stay smart, and probably going to be our last trades for today. All right, so now we're break even on our Boeing puts. Apple's pumping today, up $1.54, almost 1%. Those $5,000 freaking goggles. It's so funny watching most people play with that. Coins selling off a bit too. Coins down. Coins up. Coins up big, but it's selling off a little bit. Peloton's giving some of it back as well. Look at this. I'm hopeful, man. I'm hopeful of the SPY here. And we got a major pop, man. We're going to bank on those calls. Our Boeing puts are down $10 now. We're down $42 to the day. Keeping it light. I don't mind small losses. I mind the big losses though. All right, look at SPY here. It's starting to curl up here. Look at this. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this wick here. So this wick here, it just gives you convictions that a lot of buyers stepped up, right? So this was selling off hard right off this first candle, 15-minute chart here. Sold off this candle, sold off hard, right? Made me think about closing my position. It really did make me think about it. But what we did instead is we added a contract here. So now we're up. We have 3 contracts, $500 strike price for today's expiration. And that's where we're at right now. So those contracts are still down $16 since we've averaged down. But we're going to stay on it here. Anything above the $500 move mark, we're going to be in the money here. So we're going to watch that. And same thing with Boeing. We're watching our Boeing sell off here. Strike price is $207.50. We're, probably about 70 cents, 75 cents away from doing that. But I think if we can get down there, we should flush even harder. So we're going to stay patient. That's what we're going to do. That's the name of the game today is patience. I overtraded a little bit. I might have even revenge traded on Boeing. I'm not going to admit it, but I might have. I'll let you guys decide that. But you guys have watched me jump in and out of trades today and been a little erratic, if I'm not mistaken. And thankfully, I'm only down $47. But, it's kind of like I was sharing with you guys earlier. Sometimes as a streamer, you feel like you need to show more or, get some action going. So I'm working through those emotions. All right, SPY's looking good here, right? It's testing or challenging the 5-day EMA line here. So we're gonna see if we can get above it, and better yet, close a whole candle body above it to give us some more conviction for the upside. I see kind of what I like to preach here, right? Green 5-day, looking at Boeing here, this 5-day EMA line, right? Fell below it. Right, hasn't been able to reclaim it. It's just been staying below it until it gapped up this morning, and then it started going down. All right, guys, I'll be right back. All right, streamers, we're back. We're back. All right, watching Boeing flush. Good. And then we're down $39 for the day. Spy is flirting with us and not really telling us much. And so we're down on those contracts. We got 3 of them. And then Boeing, I think Boeing are just going to continue to a downward move unless there's some news to make it reverse. So we're going to stay with those 2 trades as of right now. I'm expecting someone. That's why I'm looking out the window if you're curious. Yeah, Spy, look, right? So if you guys been hanging with me all morning, you can see that this 5-day EMA line, right? And we just can't get above it. We just keep getting rejected there. So, yeah, I wonder where the S&P is. S&P is 5015. So 5,015.90 is where the S&P is at right now. So futures are still pumping higher as well. VIX is super low, 12.81. Jesus. Qs are up. Piton's selling off. Macy's, that lotto play is not going to play. Not going to pay, I mean. And then Boeing's continuing further down. Good, man. That will be a nice payday if we can get those. So we're up $20 on those contracts now. Spy. Oh, geez. It's going to probably break our hearts today. Everybody was hoping for 500 today. You haven't blocked my stream yet? I've been telling you guys that they've been blocking my stream because I've been playing the wrong background music. So they block my stream. And then sometimes I don't realize it till like an hour later. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, no wonder nobody's here visiting me today. But today has been a really good stream today for me. I've been having such a great time. I've got viewers today. It's been a fun ride this entire week. This is my 2nd week streaming. And I've just been having such a great time meeting some wonderful people. And, you know, I have this opportunity to kind of share my own thoughts on this platform and just kind of, you know, give you guys a little bit of access to me as an individual and then the way I think. You know, I'm so much more than just stocks. I got so much more that I love to be a part of. So you guys want to connect with me online at Shimano Trader, and then from there we can go from there. But other than that, just thanks for joining me here today and watching me trade. This is a lot of fun. We got about 4 more minutes till we're off air. All right, continuing to watch Boeing flush here. We're 207.99. Geez, we've been writing that from the beginning. Imagine that. We've been up huge, but that's good. We're recovering. We're down $27 for the day. Continuing to watch the Spy. Hopefully those calls pay. And it's just going to hang with the Boeing here. We're going to watch this flush or this downward momentum that it's got going on. They just realized that 2 background music stuff playing. Ain't that wild? Yeah, that's wild. All right, traders. It is 8:58 on a Friday. I hope you guys had a wonderful trading week. I appreciate each and every one of you guys joining me on the stream today, this week. I appreciate your love, the support, the messages, the chats, the follows, all that stuff. I'm not trying to become an influencer. I just want to share my streaming journey with you guys, or my trading journey with you guys, and just a little bit of what's on my mind. But I appreciate you guys joining me today. I'm Shimano Trader. This is The Spread live trading show 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. And, make sure you subscribe to the show and make sure you follow us online. And again, thanks for joining us today. It was a good trading day. We're going to continue to hold these calls and these puts. And you can catch an update on Instagram where I'll post like what my P&L was for the day if you're curious to know. But other than that, have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Go Chiefs. I like the Niners, but I just think the Chiefs have just got too much experience, too much superpower, too much power behind the quarterback to really get taken out and get dethroned. So that is my prediction for the Super Bowl. Go Chiefs on that. I'm a Chargers fan, but I'll support the Chiefs AFC anyway. So thanks for joining us today. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the show. Thank you very much for everything, and have a great weekend. Peace.